Good evening, I'm Katrina Skepper and welcome to a very special edition of VIP. Tonight we're in the company of a true superstar, one of the entertainment world's all-time greats. She is Shirley Bassey, and in a career spanning 4 decades, her hits have included Big Spender, I Am What I Am, and 3 Bond-themed songs, Goldfinger, Moonraker and Diamonds Are Forever.
I don't need love, oh, what good will love to me? Diamonds never lie to me. For when love's gone, they luster on. Diamonds are forever, forever, forever.
Well, that's a wonderful welcome, Shirley. I will forever associate you with the Bond films, all Bond films, even when you don't sing the theme tunes. It's very much a special part of your life and your career, isn't it?
Yes, and it's strange you should say that, because they did a survey on the man in the street, and you asked them who sang this Bond song, who sang that Bond song, and they said about 8 out of 10 people said Shirley Bassey, Shirley Bassey, Shirley Bassey, Shirley Bassey.
So all the others got forgotten along the way. And that we just saw you performing that at a very special celebration of your 60th birthday. I said it. But it's all right.
I've been telling everybody I'm 29.
No, rubbish. You should go out there and say, hey, this is how you want to be.
I was so proud of that, because it is a big thing, and a big number, you know, 60, that I was very happy to say it. But after and I'm celebrating this whole year. Mm-hmm. But after the year, I'm going back to 29.
What's the sort of, I suppose, the level of celebration? I mean, it's not, you say you're going to take a whole year to celebrate. It's not just a birthday, it's your whole life, it's your career, it's the highlights, yes, like the Bond themes, for instance.
Right. I mean, celebrated, I meant the birthday, but I mean, I was about to say singing is a celebration. It is, actually, but it is not the behind the scenes, working up to all that is not.
Is it still hard work after all these years?
It's hard work. It's hard getting to the top, but it's much harder to stay there. I mean, you really have to work at it.
Is that because of the competition, or because the expectancy? I mean, what people want from you is ever increasing.
Yes, you burn yourself out. I mean, you go so far, unless you have this God-given talent and you learn as you're growing up with it what to do with it, that it can all burn out, you know.
I mean, you were discovered, I think, something incredible, aged 14, wasn't it? You were in Wales, where you were born and brought up.
Actually, I started to sing at amateur shows at 14, but I was discovered at 16. And I became professional at 16.
And when you say you were growing up and you were learning things as you went along, were they mostly about projecting, performing, about how to train your voice? Because you always had this gift.
No, it was listening to people. I mean, I didn't just say, well, this is what I'm going to sing. I was never allowed to sing what I wanted to sing. I was always told what to sing, what to wear, how to be. I had a very tough manager, and thank God I did, because I learned from him. And I learned from other performers, which we all learn from somebody. You know, if you're a writer, then you learn from your favorite writer, etc., and so on. You know.
Was it true that a manager of yours said early on that you'd never learn to sing properly until you'd experienced what it was to have a broken heart? Or was that you who said it?
Yes, he said. It was my voice was like a diamond, but it was a rough, uncut diamond, and it would only be cut and become a fully fledged, proper diamond if I'd fallen in love and was rejected, and I thought, I said, could you say this to me? I'm only 18 years old. I mean,
Who needs rejection even when you're 18?
exactly, it was a terrible thing to say. But he was right. I mean, eventually it became that way because I was just singing words, you know.
Lyrics just sort of
Yes.
being put in front of you.
And then suddenly I did have a romance that was broken off, and not by me, and my heart was broken. And then words started to take on a whole new meaning. The songs became stories to me, you know.
And partly because, I mean, you are about, especially on stage, your voice is about emotion, and every time you interpret a song that you've sung 100 times, you seem to be able to find something new, something sort of tangibly emotional in your own resources.
Yes, at the beginning I would say, well, not Goldfinger, I can't do that again, and I would put it to bed for a while, and then the audience would go mad, or Big, I once took out Big Spender, and I thought they were going to lynch me, and so that went right back in, you know, yeah. And I've learned to live with that too, but then I get to sing it between some of the new things that I want to do, which eventually, you know, become people's favourites also.
It's sort of introducing the Bond things, I think, because of the appeal and that you became a household name because everybody saw the films, that they heard your voice, and they really associated your voice with the Bond themes. What was it about Goldfinger and your voice, you think, that suited those films?
Well, Bond is a heavy and violent, tongue-in-cheek film. It started off that way. And Sean Connery did it so well. And the voice fitted that huge film. The Sean, the huge actor, and very sexy. The gadgets, the violence in it.
And the sexiness, the appeal, I
yes,
think. Yeah.
The huge effects. Which keep getting bigger and bigger and out of all proportion now. I mean,
I think your voice is still big enough. I think you can still carry it.
And of course, I had to sing this Goldfinger over the credits in the studio with 60 musicians, which was very exciting. But I had to do it to with what was going on the film. And when it came to the kiss of death, I had to do it in such a way because it was the Bond car that changed the license plate to the different countries that that he was going to, and I had to do it the kiss of death. So that wasn't my idea. It came about.
Scripted.
But, I mean, now when I sing it, I mean, people just, when I do it on stage, they go, oh, and they squeal out because they remember that it was that sexy with the license plates changing. And it was a very sensual, sexy moment, even me watching. But the pain came at the end when I had to hold that note because the credits I thought would never end. And I'm going blue in the face and nobody's caring and everybody's going on and John Barry's conducting and there's 60 musicians playing and I'm going blue in the face holding this note.
And still the credits roll.
And still the credits are rolling.
And we've briefly mentioned your stage shows, which is really where your fans feel that they can, I suppose, get in contact with you because you love performing on stage. And part of the glamour that was also associated with Bond, and maybe you would have been a brilliant Bond girl, not just a great singer.
We'll never know that.
Never know that. Right. But the stage and your outfits and the way you present yourself has always been an integral part of you, the star. How did you create that, and was that a conscious thing?
No, that's where my manager came in again, who discovered me. I mean, he dressed me in everything. His wife did. He didn't dress me personally. His wife designed my gowns, and the first one was black, and I screamed over that, and I said, I'm too young to wear black. You open my wardrobe now, and there's a sea of black. little black dresses, long black dresses. Yes.
Every type of shape.
Yes,
of any-
every type
You can
of
always
shape and
rely
form,
on,
yes.
on a little black dress.
Yes.
But tell us about the ones that, I mean, some of the more glamorous ones, some of the more exceptional ones that were designed for you or with you that sort of stick out in your memory.
My very first one, which Doug Darnell had created, and it was all diamante, and it weighed a ton. Oh, and that's why I created these little mincy steps because I mean it was too heavy to do a full stride on stage, you know. So these little steps came on, and when my manager saw me in it. In the salon, when I was having a dress fitting, he said, "Take that off." I mean, that is much too old for her. I mean, forget the black. I mean,
Forget the black. That was actually young in comparison.
So they had to strip it and put the black skirt on the bottom because I loved the top. You know, and eventually, after I broke away from him, I got them to put it all back together again, and I still have that gown. Yes,
that's wonderful.
Yes.
I mean, your wardrobe must be the size of, I mean, a house.
Well, I have. No, it's bigger actually. I have a little warehouse. Yeah.
A mini warehouse. I love it. We've got a clip here of you in one of those spectacular outfits. So let's take a look at that.
You kiss her well, my lips began to burn. And I can tell I've got a lot to learn. So hold me closer, darling, show me how. So closer now. Kiss me, honey, honey, kiss me. Thrill me, honey, honey, thrill me. Don't care even if I blow my top. But honey, honey, don't stop. Don't care even if I blow my top. But honey, honey.
There's lots more to come with that. That was Kiss Me, of course, from another clip from your
Kiss Me,
60th
yes.
birthday celebration.
But I'd never seen a crowd like that, you know.
Fantastic.
And to sing Kiss Me, Don't Stop before I even got there. I mean, that just threw me completely.
And that dress, I mean, actually, I have to reveal, because we can't show the whole thing, but it did start to come apart.
Apart, yes.
In other words,
well, not break.
Deliberately.
Deliberately.
A striptease.
Striptease. I did a striptease on stage, yes.
But, I mean, that looked amazingly heavy, because you actually, it's almost like you had a second, almost corset with all the beading on it. Wasn't it?
No, actually, it was terribly light.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. Well,
I mean, they're not solid sort of diamonds and...
no, it's all on a light base.
Right.
And even that voluminous skirt, I mean, there's layers and layers of it, you know. And I thought, I'm going to trip over it, and you know. But no, I mean,
you do these wonderful kicks and things, and it's very theatrical. And those fans we saw, I mean, you've got some fantastic, but young fans. I mean, are you ever sort of surprised at how you've not only carried all your your original fans, but you've got a fantastic following of young people?
I'm constantly surprised that every time I go out there and I see the young audience. I mean, the youngest in that audience was 5 years old.
5, that is
yes. Gave me a bottle of champagne.
He's got the right habits early on. And does it give you sort of momentum? Does it make you think, well...
Oh, yes. If I'm nervous, the nerves are gone. Then I feel that love and the mood of the people. And then, of course, I give like the 100 and, well, not 110, I can say 110, 200, you know, sort of when they're like that, you know.
Well, I don't think we're going to let you go away, that's for sure. You're staying with us for another long chat after the break. And it's going to be a very short break on VIP now, but join us again soon when we'll be talking more about Shirley's early life and her rise to the superstar she is today. And we'll be hearing about her new album, Shirley Bassey, The Birthday Concert. Join us then. Welcome back to VIP, where we're in the company of one of the world's great entertainers, Shirley Bassey. We'll be talking more in a moment, but first let's take a look at her singing perhaps her greatest song, Big Spender.
The minute you walked in the joint, I could see you a man of distinction, a real big spender. Good looking, so refined. So would you like to know what's going on in my mind? So let me get right to might call for every man I see. Hey, big spender, well, a little time with me.
Wow, isn't that fantastic? I mean, that was actually what happened when you removed the dress. That's what you were left with.
That was, yeah, it's a wrap, it's a skirt.
Yeah.
It was a skirt.
Wow, okay. And Big Spender, I mean, that's not your theme tune, but it's definitely one of your passions, isn't it? Spending.
I love to do it. I really get a kick out of doing it because I never do it the same twice, and I have fun with the audience with it. And it's a send-up, and it's not a ballad where I have to worry about, you know, sort of. If I make a mess of Big Spender, forget the lyrics or something, it's not bad. It's fun.
But it's also, I think, because the audience expects you to be larger than life. They want the glamour. They want you. They love the idea that probably the very next day you're going to be going out and buying a whole new wardrobe and being a big spender.
Well, I am a big spender.
It's genuine. You don't have to
It's genuine.
try.
I have a black belt in spending. You know.
What's your favourite or your biggest luxury? What would you describe as?
Everything. Jewelry. I mean, I don't know. At the same time, I'm thinking of how many shoes I have. What's the name? Imelda Marcus.
Looks a little bit poor in comparison.
I have a lot of shoes. But I mean, I have been into jewelry for quite some time. I mean,
but
anything that sparkles, diamonds are forever started it. You know, the moment I saw something twinkling, I was off.
What about the aspect? I read somewhere, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but that you once did have the misfortune of going out with a poor man, and this really didn't suit you very well. Is that right? Because it didn't sort of. I mean, this may be an invented story.
Well, that is definitely a poor man. Yes, I've been out with poor men in the beginning when I was poor. Yes,
but I mean,
there's nothing wrong. I mean,
no, it's just that ultimately
it gave me a great time.
Because ultimately you need to be able to lavish on other people as well as yourself, presumably. I mean, part of the fun is spending on lots.
Well, if you're making money, the fun is of it. The whole point of living is to spend it. I mean, not to put it on the mattress or, you know, in bank. If you're into investing, yeah, great, that's okay. But I'm not. I'm a singer, and I have other people who do invest. But out of my pocket money.
Your pocket money sounds like they only give you $25 a week.
I buy clothes and jewelry.
Now, we're looking back. I mean, this is a great celebration of 60 years, but particularly of your working years. What are your sort of highlights? What are the great memories that this year has evoked for you? And why do you think really you've had that staying power and the songs have kept going for you?
Which one should I answer? I don't know which one to answer first. I don't know what's kept me going. The voice is still there, but it's not only the voice, because there are people who have better voices than I have technically, and far better. Yes, I've heard them. And but it's knowing what to do with that talent. You know, so I've seen people just throw it away. You know, I've grown up with the people in the beginning who had great talent and just threw it away. I didn't know what to do with it, or were afraid of it. I just was not afraid of it. I love the challenge of and which I still do. And if somebody said that you can't sing that song, it's not for you, like they told me with Something of the Beatles.
Really?
And I knew it was for me. I mean, I felt it here.
You had a great love affair with the Beatles material, haven't you?
Yes. But whether they wrote great songs, you know. And one did not realize, though, until Ella Fitzgerald sang "Can't Buy Me Love," and then the lyrics, the words are incredible. You know.
Is that what attracted you, do you think? I mean, because lyrics are obviously extremely important when you perform, when you sing. What was it about the Beatles songs that had a particular appeal for you?
Well, not all of them. I mean, the ones I chose, they had appealed to me because they said something that I identified with. Something, for instance, identified immediately. You know, I had a gut feeling about it, and nobody wanted me to do it. You know, no, my manager, my agent, my recording company, and I insisted and insisted and drove them mad until they said, "Oh, go ahead and record it," you know. And it became a big hit, you know. Number 4 in the hit parade. I got a gold record for it, you know.
Amongst numerous other gold records. But you've had some extreme highs, but you've also had some lows, like everybody, and some emotional traumas in your life. When have you been able to draw on a strength, an inner strength, when you've been faced with personal tragedies in your career? At any stage did you think, I have to give up because my personal life is more important than my public life?
I did it one time when I lost my voice over the tragic death of my daughter, and I thought that was the end.
Your voice went?
It just went for apparently no reason at all. It was purely psychological. I was grieving through my vocal. I didn't give myself enough time to grieve, and
that must have been very frightening.
And it was absolutely terrifying, and I thought it was all over. And I had a wonderful throat specialist who said, no, I have a woman that you could go to, a vocal coach. I know it sounds silly after all these years you've been in the business. And I said, no, it doesn't sound silly at all. At this stage in my life, I would try anything, you know, because I can't, I mean,
it's your life.
I don't want to lose my voice, you know. And I went to this wonderful woman, Helena Chanel, and she's an ex-opera singer, and she not only gave me my voice back, but also my confidence and strength, and with that came incredible strength.
And also the confidence to carry on performing, which is what you've done ever since.
Yes, I mean, it's the only thing I know what to do, because if I had lost it forever, I mean, I don't know what I would have done.
Because, I mean, your audience in this celebration, I suppose, 60th birthday, but all the concerts you've done, the best thing about it is your relationship with that audience, the friendships that you've built up.
It's a tremendous loving. I like to call it that.
A loving.
Loving between me and the audience. And I love to see them. I mean, everybody thinks that I'm crazy, even my lighting man, when I said, you must light the audience for me, not too much lighting so it blinds them, but enough for me to see them, because I want to sing to them. They are there. And I love to see their reaction, because it comes back to me, and I can give more, and especially it shows in Big Spender.
And that's your favourite, isn't it?
And I have to, because I have to choose a man to do.
Is that your favourite on the album?
Yes, it's the most fun song. I mean, I never get tired to do that. I once took it out. I nearly got lynched.
No, they'll never let you. And we'll never get tired of it either. So, Shirley Bassey, keep singing for us, and thank you for joining us on VIP. That's all on VIP, but don't forget to check out the birthday concert album, because it's really fantastic. And join us again soon when we turn the spotlight on other stars and newsmakers from around the globe. Bye-bye.